History repeatedly teaches us a very dark, very tragic truth. The greatest threat to a nation's progress doesn't always come from foreign invaders or distant empires. Sometimes, the deadliest enemy wears the uniform of the very people sworn to protect the nation. Today, we uncover the devastating cost of pure political idealism. This is the story of a man who built a sanctuary for his people, only to be destroyed by the guards he placed at the gates. The year is 1960. The city is Bamako, Mali. A visionary young leader named Modibo Keïta takes the reins of a fractured nation, successfully guiding his country to absolute independence from French colonial rule. Keïta was not just a politician, he was a towering figure of hope. At a time when many African nations were still bowing to colonial pressure, he completely refused to bend. He boldly took back control, severing the heavy chains of foreign influence. He immediately got to work. He nationalized overseas corporations and took the wealthy estates, returning the land directly to the hands of the Malian peasants. For the first time in generations, the people owned the soil they farmed. Keïta completely rebuilt the nation's infrastructure from the ground up. He constructed schools, modern hospitals, and booming factories. But he did it differently. These institutions were rooted firmly in authentic African values, rather than imported European models. He even went as far as expelling all foreign military bases, proudly establishing the Mali Federation in a massive, historic push to unite the African continent against imperialism. For 8 transformative years, he built the most ambitious, independent socialist state in Africa. The masses loved him. He was hailed as the father of the poor. But pure idealism often blinds a leader to the storm brewing in the shadows. Building a new nation is expensive, and economic hardships began to mount. The new Malian currency struggled. While Keïta prioritized the working class, his military officers grew deeply resentful. They watched their elite privileges fade away. They felt ignored. And in the dark, smoky corners of the army barracks, treason was quietly being plotted. On November 19, 1968, the ultimate betrayal struck. It was a quiet afternoon. The president was sitting peacefully in his office, discussing youth development programs with bright young student leaders. He was looking toward the future. He never saw the trucks rolling up. Military vehicles quietly surrounded the presidential palace. The very soldiers he fed, paid, and trusted to defend the nation marched straight through his gates. They burst into his office, arresting him inside his own headquarters. Modibo Keïta didn't fight back. He surrendered to spare his country from a bloody civil war. In a single afternoon, his grand revolutionary vision was completely crushed. It was immediately replaced by a harsh, pro-colonial military regime that would choke the nation for decades to come. The tragic story of Modibo Keïta leaves us with a chilling moral lesson. Vision, passion, and pure intentions are never enough on their own. If you dedicate your life to building a sanctuary for the people, you must always ensure that the gates are guarded against those who hold the weapons.